He seems happy to talk. Time to over the goo. The day is dawning. Blast off. See that broken boat over there? Looks like it still floats. Wonders if anyone will still make music right up till the Tree of Life keels over. There's a twing twang to be found not too far away. Was Punky Funk's once. A decent twing twang could be the start of a lot of fun. Says it's a music maker with 6 steel strings. Believes the twing twang isn't too far off. Just got to find it. Be careful with the twing twang when you find it. A good one's a real treasure. Then you can start up a tune fest. You got your sea legs all ready. You might want to fall back. Good hit. You're harmed. Nothing's more important right now than this.
Gagu.
This one seems to be in good spirits despite being left here for dead.
Gagu.
Has heard that you only follow your own personal code and is worried you've lost your respect for life.
Bestilka.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions.
Tudu Baba.
Seems happy, but surprised you chose to turn this disaster into a blessing.
The light shines on!
Yes, break it in half. Crack that light.
It's just a break, a short pause.
A break, as in broken.
This can be fixed.
Now that's loot. So many creatures doing so many things during the day. It's the porcupine nibbling bark. It took quite a liking to the crunchy stuff after munching down out-of-date's leg. Hook the boom ball and tow it beneath the puff. Unleash the quacks. Ain't that cute? A two-bit playing with quacks. Can you feel it? It's the brisk wind of change. Don't let this opportunity slide. He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Says you should take it easy. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. The light of day shows how bad the world has become. Sometimes your mind creates an illusion where it's possible to go back in time to relive a moment in your life. We all have things in our past we wish hadn't happened, and can come to remember seeing and doing things that never happened. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Choose the automaton functionality you want to recall. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. That's going to help. Let's hope the beast keeps listening to you. Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupin's camp. You're still aboard your mount, which is probably a good sign. This is turning out to be quite an expedition. Let's see. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the war. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth. He hopes you remember that one time he taught you to upcycle. He understands history. You still believe this. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume. Gizmo understands you still have strong.
Nothing shines like the dark. Oh, no, wait. Oh, well, you know.
You can't trust the dark.
Can you see how dark sets you free?
It's not too late for you.
Hello, darkness.
Sad to see the Tree of Life is grateful to you. Wonders if you like. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. It's the part of the land that suffered most from the apocalypse. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Daytime means the clock to nighttime is ticking. Gizmo wants to help if he can. He shouldn't need to remind you that he needs scrap to finish the Mekton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Thinks the Jagni tribe has the most dedicated members. The tree looks amazing, especially for its age. But will it stay that way? Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you'll meet again. This day is as good as it's going to get. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. intervene. Just below the above.
Atu awa ya e.
Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Valu alu hero.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save
Kutuvun poputowe.
He worries about you.
Kutuvun poputowe.
Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree.
Mpa, wherefore, whereway?
Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking.
Alu, tutulua.
Think of the present, because that. He's worried that
Toledrea ya maulua.
if the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So, He
Wamawa.
hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but
Ayamuaya.
Out of Date says there's
Kim Hobe Bekuku Hifar Muk.
he's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Mauya.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Pebuko Contabe.
He's been...
Pebuko Contabe.
It was only though
Cosata Ghetto.
he understood
Cosata Ghetto.
the Ark
Bumbubu Tubuko Koyetu. Momombusu?
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Tolowoya Lu Yalubatulu.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east.
Koibe Okorfabe.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko.
Mauketo Tolu Ayadre.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped.
Yowotulu.
Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the East...
Mauketo Tolu Ayadre.
He explains that Noko...
Mauketo Tolu Ayadre.
Out of Date suggests that you should head...
Luatulu Maua.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Epaso Tombubu Bukoye.
Says you're welcome back.
Kuri kumbala mua. Brumble na marsa mawunundu.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Tukonda.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Ritsentede.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Aria roche nui mumera.
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Ritsentede.
Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already.
Kanamunt.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Asil natu.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Kala.
She says the horrors of your young...
Masamal.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down...
Kanyala no toro.
She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly be...
Bam! The dark wins again. Right? Right?
You're always going to stumble with the dark.
Don't doubt the dark.
It's okay if I curse the dark just this once, isn't it?
I'm just glad to be on the winning side.
Masammal.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Dere.
The choices can be overwhelming.
Andro.
Hates to think of what's...
Turi kumbalamuma.
Hates that you didn't care.
Pial tuma.
Can't believe you joined up with the Jagni. They're constantly pecking around looking for things to swap.
Pial tuma.
If by loose you mean...
Beri.
But let's not speak.
Anaro lute.
She...
Aplitonumuta.
The Majut will wreck...
Asadurutu.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Anaro lute.
She can't be sure. You'll have to wait and see. It's time to create your own path. Let's see. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Tell it to gallop. Made it count. Come on, crack 'em. The gooing of the water in the ground is spreading.
Sadurutu.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Narolote.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Boilakudo.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Domalektuk.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Andro?
It's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. That's sure to be useful. Treat it fair time and the Mount will return the favor.
Je ne veux à la douleur.
Says the shop holds something for everyone, especially you.
Je ne veux à la douleur.
There are probably more things you should get rid of. You got the best of that. Don't distract this beastie. It's working. Locked solid. Broke it down into scrap. Your eyes are opened. This is no time for sleep. Need a key. Stories keep moving whether you drive them or not. Gonna need a key of some kind. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were... You shouldn't be surprised if you stumble on more of these. It's an electro panel, a closed loop that pushes volty spark. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. Flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. The loop is electrified enough to spark. Bring on the night. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Andro?
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Inadabsunka?
The only sit-tight she can think of that would...
Urasa durut.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not so far away.
Berry?
It's a seat you fasten on the back of a mount to safeten up your ride. It can become quite bumpy and risky without. The Smilo shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. The right key could open this. Eye boxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. Biohazard makes your skin crawl. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on. Sit tight. Isn't that the Mechamajut over there? Feel that. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. That's too much distress. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Yuck! That there's a sludge gush field where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. That's a moto tunnel. Imagine when automotos blazed through here. Try to be friends with the beast. It's a game of life.
Andro?
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of Bon Gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to...
Anora kapapom.
Nocco's been Mito at bright light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll...
Arialoche nui mumera.
He's been able to literally shed some light in the darkness for her over the years, but also because of his cheerful manner.
Do male tu.
Nocco is always willing to help.
Minalagi mamuru.
Thinks the Lotus tribe has the most dedicated members.
Asil natu.
Says you should take it easy.
Andro?
Nocco is always willing to help.
Kodotuku.
Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Feels like something's about to happen today.
Sei Gandum.
Let's see. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Says there's so much darkness to deal with. Rather than curse it, he makes lamps to fight it. You found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky. No matter where you're wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Figures that doesn't matter. You can't help but shine either way. Wishes you could see. Stunned that you thinks it's funny you worked with the Jagni. They tried to rob him once, but he scorched away any that got too close. Thinks that's smart of them, and he's happy to use it against them.
Tasompo.
Says he can see by the twinkle in your eye. He assumes you are...
Tamui.
There's something about...
Tesindo.
He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it...
Okangu.
Says it's...
Dalfa.
Mito says he's not...
Tipa.
He reckons you haven't seen a glittermoth.
Moth.
Finding yourself a glittermoth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end.
Tundo pontoja.
If a story is about you, care for it. Don't understand how you could do without this. Better hold on to that. Blisterboo, known for its perfect temperature and atmosphere. They used to call this a thoroughfare. Look at all those old homes. A flush stool from the back in time. It's an apparatus that sink-sunks yellow juice and brown bobs. Let's try out the brush away. See if you can off-chase some drip droppings. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. You look great. Broke it down as far as you could. Up for grabs. A fresh start with fresh scrap. Make the most of the night while you can. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for...
Alla chittoja.
Cautions you that they're aware you're allied to another tribe. Wants you to take your time as they're open for another couple of hours. He'll let you in just this once. It's so active out here with the light. Sad you're not of Netra lineage, but happy you're as good as they are. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about. Thanks you for rising from your past to be a better person. Says you should take care. This is the tribe's last stand. Conquer this fort and that'll be the last of the resistance. He says you'd better be. The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard hat first, should anything go wrong. It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too much trouble, though. It's one size fits all. Let's see. That's the Myriad Fort. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. Wiped out. You need to hit them where it hurts. Inflict as much suffering as possible. You're the hammer on their nail. The scrap keeps piling up. It's a new day to you. Might as well enjoy it. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Those are the kind of things you need. That's a pyro sizzler right there. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle. Nice crackle. The light of day shows how bad the world has become. Broke it down to the basics. That's interesting. The wire claw looks like it's strong enough to pull down a gate. But you just need to aim straight, shoot and pull, and the gate will come down. The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. Anybody home? He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He'll fight for whatever shred of hope he has left to unite the tribes and save the Tree of Life. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You'll decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but he suggests you show no mercy, because you will be shown none. He's okay with that. Prison is a continuous assault on the soul, a degradation of the self. It won't take long until the rival Sifu is broken. And with that, you're spinning your own fate. good or bad, never to be undone. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased. Your help sealed victory and the destiny of the rival tribe. But he's still eager to seal the fate of the world. It's just a matter of time before the tree will fall. It's easier to wage war than to make peace, but it's harder to win a war. But if you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. You've grown so much stronger than when you first met. And now, the tribe relies on your strength to take on the remaining rivals. Your growth is the result of you working together, and staying with them all the way to the end will make you thrive when the new world begins. It's the Myriad Boomerang. This is the tribe's last stand. Conquer this fort and that'll be the last. They've scouted this place carefully. There's nothing here you won't be able to handle. The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too... Heads up, that's Peak Spot, a great place to watch the world from. Who knows who might be watching you? That's something. A ring dinger from the yesterdays. A thingamabob used to pling signal the faraways. Let's find out if it still works. Isotope! Good thing you're strong. Feels good to be alive. You need to hit them where it hurts. Inflict as much suffering as possible. You're the hammer on their nail. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. That's a fire starter. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. That part made a decent pile of scrap. The plague that's ruining the land needs to be stopped. Small parts with great value. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Netra tribe values liberty and is striving to protect freedom. They want to continue with each tribe being responsible for their own and believe that uniting the tribes is the only way you can survive. He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He'll fight for what matters. Today, he'll fight you, but tomorrow he hopes to fight by your side. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. You'll decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but he suggests you show no mercy, because you will be shown none. He understands what you're thinking. Where else do you find allies, if not among your enemies? And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no winners in this war. There's no purpose in antagonism. All three of them believe your tribe has grown strong enough to unite them. It's clear your way of waging war has been successful. And now that the tribes have experienced this war of yours, they're ready to do whatever it takes to make it end. So, do you want to end the war now, or continue fighting? He'd expected you'd want to continue to fight. It's in the spirit of the tribe. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. It's the Netra claw chain.